Right. That's because niggas be lying. With your lying asses. How long ago did my brush? There ain't nobody watching this. Zero views.
I want to hit old girl up and let her know. No, don't do that. He said he gonna get some more information and hit us back.
Oh, we got 2 viewers on here.
Hey, y'all. My bad, we on our phone and shit.
We're up there being messy. How y'all doing? Oh, wait. Is there a comment section that we can enable so y'all can talk to us? Because I want to talk to you.
Oh, but I need to resend the link.
How do you enable this shit? I mean, stuff. Sorry.
Oh, you just right there. Type, can y'all see this?
Can y'all see this? Maybe not. Probably not. Because Q&A is over here. Oh, it's 4 people on here now.
Okay, click up here on.
Okay. I'm going to act like I'm
settings
actually a lot of shot. Oh man, I want y'all to be able to ask questions. Okay, you can ask questions on Twitter, right? So you can just like add us shit and then we'll answer. And next time, if we do this again, if it's not lame, then then we'll have the comment feature enabled. But you can add us shit if you want to ask us shit. I mean, I don't even know what the hell we're gonna talk about right now, but I'm gonna try to brush my hair. Brittany tweeting. Y'all tweet her and tell her to stop tweeting. Tell her that's not classy.
Okay, y'all. So Alexis and I were like having a really like dope conversation yesterday with Kira Banks and Aaron Banks. They're on Twitter. I think Kira's handle is Kira Banks.
At Kira Banks.
And then Aaron's is at Aaron W. Banks.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. They're 2 really dope people. Kira's a psychologist, and she's a professor here at St. Louis University. Aaron is our lawyer.
And photographer.
He's like the least respectable lawyer you ever meet in your life. Super dope. And he also captures a lot of the images that you all see from the protests here in St. Louis. And we were talking about how this interesting dynamic with this current movement. A lot of people refer to it as the Black Lives Matter movement, and we talk about how confusing that can be for a lot of folks because there is a Black Lives Matter organization, and a lot of people associate the 2 together, and it needs some clarity. So because it has been named such, a lot of voices get drowned out, and a lot of meaningful voices get drowned out. And people don't really get the full picture when they follow this movement on where it has really been, you know, at the front of most people's conversations, which is social media. And we wanted to be able to use our platform to lift up other people that are very vital to this movement and give them a voice that that kind of just fell under the radar. since this movement has gained so much momentum and people have kind of like gained such platforms, and others haven't. So, you know, we wanted to use our platform, the little platform that we do have, to lift up other folks that do have a lot of power and can speak truth to power. And we also just want to shoot the shit with y'all, because like we're normal ass people, and it's really weird when we go into certain spaces and like people freak out. You know what I'm saying? Like it's weird as shit, and it's like we're normal folks that are working and that decided to just get off our ass and do what we think is right and do what we're passionate about. So, you know, we always want to talk about like humanizing, you know, folks, humanizing people, or dehumanizing people, but we actually want to like humanize ourselves for folks, and I guess kind of inspire other regular ass people to do what you feel compelled to do, you know, and that's it. But let me check my Twitter real quick.
She taking up space. Hey y'all, my name is Alexis. I just like to brush my legs. That's all I got to contribute to this conversation. Now, on some real shit. She was talking about like the Black Lives Matter movement versus the Black Lives Matter organization. That's been a conversation for like, you know, it's been a conversation between us for a while now, but now it's starting to catch up on like Twitter, and you're starting to see it in like activist spaces where they're like, well, there's a difference. And some people are like, well, what the fuck is the difference? And so most activists don't refer to this as the BLM movement. BLM is short for Black Lives Matter, by the way. But most people don't refer to this, most activists don't refer to this as the Black Lives Matter movement. They just refer to it as the movement. And so when some activists see Black Lives Matter activists on certain headlines in the media, we're like, oh damn, BLM, the organization, did this, right? It gets confusing. And other people are like, oh no, that was like Brittany and Alexis. We're totally just screaming Black Lives Matter, but aren't actually in the organization. And it's not like shade to the organization at all. Shout out to Patrice, Alicia, and Opal, most definitely. It's just like, you know, it's just minding the difference. There's a difference to mind. So yeah, we just want to. I like to make that clear, and I'm never gonna mention this. I like to mention it. I don't even like to talk about the movement, so never mind.
I like to talk about the movement.
You know, Brittany.
I mean, I like to talk. It's so important. Like, it's really important, and I, you know, now that I, you know, of course, I've never dreamed of no shit like this in my life. This is like weird, and you know, it oftentimes is like difficult and it's emotional, but I like to talk about it because it's so like intricate. It's like so much. And I think it's interesting, like as a Black people's movement, and you know, there's so many different Black people with so many different, like, they live in so many different intersections. And the movement popped off with this case of police brutality in this really impoverished and really oppressed community in St. Louis, and it's like it has grown to be like this big massive ass movement. And it's just, I love talking about it. I could talk about the movement all day long. I could talk about like intersectionality. I could talk about like what it means to be a queer Black woman in the movement, religion in the movement, hotep niggas in the movement. Like we could talk about things, and I can go on and on and on. But tonight, I think we should talk about, I think we should like use this episode to, I mean, I know you talked about it a little bit, and so did I, but like, to like make the distinction between like this movement.
It's like one sentence.
No, but I think like, I don't know. Like, you don't think we could?
See, we didn't plan this shit out. We just
we didn't plan it. Like, right? This is very organic.
This is organic. Like, we're literally trying to figure this shit out.
Do you think we should like?
We might argue, yeah.
Make the distinction between the two, though. Like,
we just did.
I know, but
do y'all get the distinction that it's an organization, and then the media has framed the BLM as the movement, and there's a BLM organization, but sometimes the BLM movement stuff doesn't always involve the BLM organization, because everybody does their own separate shit, because everybody has their own separate lane, which is dope, and people get that shit confused, and it's confusing us, and it pisses people off sometimes. People are like, why don't you get it yet? See how it goes. It's very simple.
okay.
If y'all don't get it, you know, just like DM me or something.
Yeah.
But anyway, what y'all doing? I like to know what people are doing. Everybody don't care about us. They don't.
Okay. So I wish this question and answer thing really, really works because I want to ask y'all some questions and I would like to answer. I want you to ask us some questions and I would like to be able to answer those for you.
I told them to do it through Twitter.
Let me see.
All these people on Twitter. And shout out to Vince.
Heck Philly.
This nigga swears he can like, drown people faster than I do. And it's like, nah.
Look, yeah.
And he think he could beat me at basketball. Now hold up, I know you don't focus my ways, but you better amp me up with basketball, bro. There's no way.
She alright on the court.
Tell me what happened to you at Dave & Buster's.
I almost won.
No, she didn't.
Okay, so it was a few different rounds, but I almost
and you lost every single one
by like a few points on some of them rounds. Okay, I'm a little rusty. I'm a little rusty.
I got asked.
Anyway, shout out to Heck Philly. You got your little shout out.
Why I gotta be a little shout out? Erasure.
I didn't mean to erase you, but I'm just saying.
We make fun of the activist terms because they're
used so loosely.
They are used so loosely
at times.
I don't think people know what words mean sometimes.
Matter of fact, let's talk about erasure. Let's talk about it. What is erasure?
Well, dictionary.com says. You want me to look it up?
No, I want you to tell me what has it become to you since
erasure to me within the movement is those big ass platforms and they didn't ask for those platforms. Let's be clear. They never asked for those platforms, you know what I'm saying? But those people that get on those platforms are the only ones lifted up. And we're guilty of it, without even not wanting this platform. We're guilty of, erasing those other voices here on the ground in Ferguson who are queer and who are black. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to Diamond. Diamond Latchington. If y'all don't know who she is, you should find out who she is because she's a dope black queer woman. She's been on the front lines and her voice is just as powerful, is even more powerful than mine. You know what I'm saying? She gets out there and she tears shit down.
And she's the daughter of a pastor.
Yeah, which is a weird perspective, you know what I'm saying? Because I ain't that.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. She navigates that space. We've watched her navigate that space throughout the movement, and I don't know how she does it, but she's finally coming in herself, and it's dope to watch. But that's my sis. So I also don't like the word sis. I hate that word now. I hate it.
I don't like
it's like low key shade within the activist community. They be like, "Hey sis," like, "Sorry, the fuck off." No, hey sis me. Hey sis is a hashtag. It's like,
yeah, I don't like being called sis.
Shit makes my ass itch.
But yeah, not only is it just folks having large platforms and not lifting other folks up, but it's also my most recent experience with media, my first and more recent it started with the movement, and even something as small as people. Oh, let me give you an example. So we did those videos for the Millennial account, those "If I Die in Police Custody" videos, and this good friend of mine, I recorded her, and she had a really powerful statement, and she said if she died in police custody, they killed her because she was doing God's work. And we uploaded those videos to the Millennials Tumblr, and what happened was someone on Tumblr took those videos and made a GIF, but when they got to her clip, they only put, "If I die in police custody, they killed me." And I got a text message the next day, and my friend, she was really upset because she believes in God. She really believes that, she does everything because of God. And she felt like that person erased her statement, and the person did. I do feel like if you're going to use someone's words, you should use them correctly. And I felt really bad because we weren't responsible for like the person like reblogging and creating gifs and stuff like that. But at that moment, like I had to apologize that her words were erased, that, you know, they took what is one of her most powerful, you know, her strengths in life, which is the God that she believes in, like took that out of her statement and just made it what they wanted to make it. Like that's erasure. And
but that's like that's a valid definition.
mm-hmm.
Some people use the word extremely loosely, like, you know, you don't get mentioned in a tweet that you're erasing them. That's not, I don't consider that erasure.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's not erasure. You know, they just didn't tag you in a damn tweet. I don't know. So within the movement and things like, or because somebody with the bigger platform may not have like retweeted your tweet, they're erasing you.
Yeah,
I don't agree with that. Now, do I think people on bigger platforms, as I was saying earlier, can erase people without knowing it? And that's, you know, that's by taking up space in a way of not saying, oh, I got somebody you can talk to right here that doesn't really get to say shit all the time, but they're in the movement with you, they still on the front lines with you, and you lift them up and say, yo, you do this.
yeah.
You do this. You know what I'm saying?
But not everybody is gonna be able to retweet every damn tweet. Like, so I mean,
you gotta realize the movement is so much more than Twitter. It's not just about your retweets.
But then I do think it's important, like what you said, for people with like really large platforms to make it a point to censor other folks than themselves. You know, like that's so very true. Like especially if you have a really large platform in this movement and you have privilege, like I'm privileged. I'm a cisgendered, American-born Black woman. You know, I have a background of higher education. You know, like I'm very privileged, and I feel like if I would be just downright wrong to not censor my trans sisters, you know, like, or to not censor like women who are not American born that are facing, you know, violence of different forms, you know, like
that's natural in their country. It's not natural here.
That will be completely irresponsible for me as a person with a platform. So, yeah, I think if you do have a platform, it's like if this is your calling, and if like social activism is like something that you have like given yourself to, you have a duty, and with that is to make sure you censor other people than yourself. So, yeah,
I agree, babe. Let's talk about lying. Niggas should stop lying. Y'all niggas gotta stop lying, all right? Stop lying. Don't lie. Lying is bad. Quit lying.
Yeah, so is that
quit lying.
Oh, so y'all, let me tell you about this thing, right? So Justice for Else, they have that march coming up on October 10th. On 10/10. They have this march coming up in DC for the 20th anniversary of the Million Man March. Now, I know y'all know about the NOI, Louis Farrakhan. I know y'all know that. Well, if you don't,
don't erase their lack of knowledge.
Shut up. If you don't know, I suggest you do like some research on the NOI and on Louis Farrakhan, or the Honorable Minister Farrakhan. I think it's important for people to like understand like why I was so frustrated the other day when I got an image that they created for the Million Man March that had like a photo of me on it. Mm-hmm. And I was so upset because like I'm a queer Black woman, and the NOI, nor does Minister Farrakhan, they don't like historically they have not liked, you know, gay people. They haven't like, it's like the typical religious, you know, the typical religious thing about like gay folks, you know, it's not right and it's unnatural and all of those other things. And but I felt some kind of way when I saw them like promoting their march using my image. and I am like a proud gay woman, and I had to like carve my own space out being a Black gay woman that's in like this Black liberation movement, because oftentimes people don't really know how to accept the fact that like if you fighting for Black liberation, you fight for Black liberation for all Black people and not just heterosexual cisgender Black folks. So knowing what I know about, you know, the history of like Louis Farrakhan and the NOI, I felt like, no, you're not about to use me and my image to promote your march, because I'm not coming to your march because I don't feel safe there. Like,
you ain't welcome at that march.
I don't feel safe. Like, why would I come to your march and I don't feel safe being around like the people that Louis Farrakhan tends to attract? Like, I know I don't like it. Like, and I don't think that it's okay for you to like historically not like gay people, but have one on your flyer that's like openly gay. You know what I'm saying? So that really rubbed me the wrong way. I had this whole conversation
with like this, wasn't he like the assistant to Louis Farrakhan?
Yeah, I had this conversation with this man today about it, and you know, sometimes those conversations just don't penetrate. You know, it's like you're talking at a person. But whatever, it is what it is. You know, it's all I can do is like try to enlighten. And for the folks that don't get it, I'm not going to stress myself out over it. I'm going to be consistent with my messaging, and I'm going to stand on what I believe in. And I'm not going to be used, and I'm not going to be anybody's like, you know, Black woman face. Like, I'm not doing that. There are plenty of other Black women that rock with Louis Farrakhan's message. I'm not one of them. So, what about them straight Black pride people? You can find an image of them.
I thought we first started talking about straight Black pride. I'm like, girl, look, let's talk about anything but straight Black pride.
It's a thing.
I know it's a thing. It got shut down.
Yeah. It's sad. It's a thing.
Can you get off Twitter?
Yeah, I'm about to. Anyway, so.
The side chick is Twitter in our relationship. She always on Twitter.
Somebody just tweeted me and said, I'm sorry, what's the Q in LGBTQ? It seems unnecessary, really.
Everybody doesn't, everybody doesn't conform within, everybody doesn't sit within the narrow confines of your mind and these ideas that you have of who and what people are. Sometimes people are who the hell they are, regardless of what you think they are. Sometimes it's just the way shit works. Queer. Even though I'm pretty sure people viewing this probably aren't the people who need the answers, but we probably preaching to the choir. Somebody keep logging in and logging out and shit. They probably like frying chicken or something. Anyway, you can't see who's viewing.
Okay, keep talking.
I don't want you to mess nothing up.
I'm not.
Alright, before you know it, it's just gonna cut off and it's gonna be Brittany.
Can you keep talking?
Oh, anyway, the Q and LGBTQ, from my understanding, mind you, I'm a baby gay. I don't know if that's a derogatory term or something. If it is, I apologize. People call me that here, and so I consider myself a baby gay. Whatever. So the Q in LGBTQ stands for those who don't really exist, who don't identify with the labels of LGBT. So lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, but they're queer. So like you would include, even though they have expanded LGBTQ to LGBTQIA, for queer within just that regular acronym would include your asexuals, like your pansexuals, and things like that. Or you're like your gender non-conforming folks. That's queer. Yeah.
I think it's just anyone that lies outside of that heteronormative idea of the American dream. You lie outside of that. Like everything that you were told that the American dream is, or what you're supposed to do as in that binary, like as a man, as a woman, like you just lie so far outside of that and you're comfortable with that and that's your lifestyle. I think that's clear. Like even if you we were talking to our friend, and you were trying to describe her queer as, like, you don't believe, like, in, you know, the traditional family, like mom and dad and, you know, breadwinners and, you know, bringing home the bacon. Like, you don't believe in that. Like, it can be like, you don't believe in marriage and you fluid with who you date, or you're poly, and, you know, like, all of that just lies outside of, like, the normative. Like, that's what I consider queer. So in hindsight, looking back on my life, I was probably queer my entire life and just did not know it, because I had a lot of questions about why shit had to be a certain way and why I wasn't going to do things that way. And it was very queer-like, but I didn't know what to call it at that time.
I've been queer my whole life. Hey, stop touching stuff.
I'm just trying to fix this.
Fix what? You're going to break it. And then the 12 people watching us, shout out to the 12 people. Oh, you can draw here?
Well, you're not. So,
I'm gonna erase you, babe. I'm sorry. It won't show up. Can y'all see it? Is it showing up on it? Erasure!
Okay.
I'm childish.
Can you, like,
I'm sorry. I'm childish.
Thank you. How do I go back to the,
What are you doing?
I don't know.
Brittany.
Sorry.
Stop.
Okay, click on that right there. Click on that again. No.
Just talk. I knew you was gonna do that. I knew you was gonna mess it up.
I didn't mess it up.
Yes, you did.
Can you shut up? Your tone is just getting out of control. I just don't do well with those kind of tones.
Stop touching stuff, Brittany. Leave it alone.
Hold on, y'all. Let me try to fix this. I don't know what I'm doing.
Brittany, stop touching it. Look, we losing viewers. I don't really care what we talking about, no way.
So, thank you.
Gender roles.
You're so good at shit. So this weekend is the anniversary of August 9th. The day Mike Brown was murdered by Darren Wilson. And I don't know how to feel about this weekend. I just don't know how to feel about it. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot of politics, like internal politics, in this movement, and they're making me feel a way about this weekend. And
It makes me feel a way about the movement in general.
And I don't know how many people are going to be in town this weekend for the anniversary. And I don't know. I just don't really know how to feel. But what I will tell you is that, like, nothing about doing what we do is glamorous. Like, nothing about it is like it's not anything that's like, I wouldn't, like, that if I went back and I looked at it, like, I wouldn't think it was desirable. You know, it's just something that we were kind of called to do. And we suffered, everybody in this movement, I feel like, suffered a lot of trauma from what we experienced for the past year. And I'm not really trying to be out here, like, you know, putting my body in harm's way again, because I haven't fully mentally recovered from the shit I went through last year. You know what I'm saying?
We can't even hear certain sounds without being like, oh shit, and like jumping and be like, that's traumatic. And we like call it out every time, but like, you know what I'm saying? Just little shit, like maybe the trash can falls outside. We be like, oh shit.
Yeah, it's so real. And it's like, a lot of people have been asking, like, what's Smile got going on for this weekend? Y'all about to turn up? Y'all about to get out here in these streets and yell? And like, and we're like, no, like, no, we're not. Like, that's not what we plan on doing. Like, it's not on our agenda.
We didn't ask to turn up.
Yeah. It's not something that we like we had on our schedule. Like, I'm not gonna pencil that in my schedule to be like, oh, I gotta have time between 9 p.m. and 2 a.m. to go yell at the cops. Like, so it's like when they, like, people have been asking if that's something we plan on doing this weekend. And, like, how do you answer that? Like, how do you...
My prayer is that the police don't show up while they're doing anything that involves this things they have going on for the anniversary at all. Like, I don't want the police to show up. Because every time the police show up, I operate, and I can't speak for Brittany, but I'm pretty sure I can on this statement. I operate as if when the police show up, there's like a 79% chance, 85% chance when it's hot outside, that one of us is gonna get hurt or killed for that matter, or arrested, or just fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And it's 100% chance when the police show up that there's gonna be a bit of trauma that's once again recycle back into us. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't want the police to show up. So when people say, are you gonna turn up? I'm like, well, shit, I fucking hope not. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody asked for that. Now, I don't plan on participating in any of the events on August 9th. And if, for all the people that have it going on, shout out to them. More power to you. I can't do it. But I will say that if the police show up, I won't say when, I won't speak that into existence. But if the police show up, you just have to go stand. You have to. That's what we've always done. We've never just sat on our ass and watched our people get fucked up. I never will. Whether the politics and within the movement are fucked up or not. Like, I'm never gonna let my people just get fucked up.
Right. Oh, I can't sit and watch it. And then the police like trigger me, and I go fucking nuts. Like, the police really make me go crazy. Like, and she be pissed because I be ready to like.
So we gotta go back in the street because they went back across the street.
It's not like that.
We have to take them. We have to take them.
But it's like they trigger me, and like seeing them like antagonize my folks like that, and it just makes me like insane. Like, I legit want to like it's not good for me to like be there if I don't have to. Because it's just so harmful. Like, it really is not, it doesn't put me in a good state of mind. And, I'm hoping that they just allow our people to celebrate this year of resistance and peace. Because if not, like, I don't want to have to tote around a backpack with a gas mask in it. And fucking tear gas remedy. I don't want to have to do that.
You know what I think is erasure? And I'm going to put myself on the line here. I don't give a fuck. Because fuck y'all. Not y'all, but them. Hashtag them. Anyway,
I don't know what you're about to say.
I think and it's not, I'm not joking either, I'm being serious. What I think erasure is that we call that this weekend is coming up, people are celebrating a year of resistance. But that's erasing Mike Brown. Yes, it's a year of resistance because of the death of Mike Brown, but
that's a great point.
But Mike Brown is not centered.
Well,
kind of. But what I'm saying is there would be no year of resistance without Mike Brown. We have to center Mike Brown. You see what I'm saying? And so that feels like a form of erasure to me. Like, no, like this has always been about Mike Brown. This has never not been about Mike Brown. Have other people got added to or re-added? Shout out, not even shout out, but rest in peace, Trayvon. Have people got added and have people got brought back up and things like that? Yes, but this is centered. This resistance in Ferguson is centered around Mike Brown, and what I feel is that people forget to center Mike Brown sometimes, not all the time, but people forget to center Mike Brown because sometimes we're guilty of it. It's fine. We can own our shit. But sometimes we get caught up with all this other hurt that's going on within the Black community from the system and from the state and from our people and what we're doing to each other and so on and so forth that we forget, goddamn, love to Mike Brown. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Mike Brown. Thank you, Mike Brown. Rest in peace, Mike Brown. We forget that. And, which is why I started tweeting love to Mike Brown, because we have to center him. He died last year on August 9th. We have to center Mike Brown. He was assassinated. He was murdered. He was killed. on August 9th, and I for hashtag them that may be listening, I don't feel that Mike Brown is being centered.
I think my only hope is that when history is written, they write it correctly. You know,
they never done that.
No, but listen though, like we know this now, right? So we know in the past that shit has never happened, right? When you know better, you do better, right? So my only hope is that, like, when we all old and shit, you know, like, and people come talk to us about like what happened on August 9th, 2014, and when they go talk to like other old ass people. You know, I really hope, and people that are recording history now, I really hope that they get it right. You know, I really hope that they get this shit right. And I want names like Rakia Boyd and Tanisha Anderson and India Clark,
Maya Hall.
And Maya Hall.
And what was the young woman killed in Atlanta? Alex.
There's so many damn hashtags.
I forgot her name. I have to look it up now so I can lift it up. But go ahead, keep going. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I want those names along with names like John Crawford and Trayvon and Mike Brown to be recorded correctly, you know, and I really hope that that we're able to center, that we're really able to center, you know, all Black people in that, like
Alexia Christian.
So,
yes.
I hope we're able to center, you know, all Black folks and not like the typical like hetero male story, like, because that's so inaccurate. And I feel like we are really raising so much hell right now. Like, if they don't, it's deliberate. Like, it's something, it's intentional. And I think about that all the time. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, make me a footnote in the history book, but make sure you get everything else correct. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just how I feel about it. Like, it's,
don't put me in shit.
Like, I'm just saying, like, I don't, you know, like, people, like, I don't think we don't deserve to be censored.
But you know who deserves to be censored? Mike Brown.
Yep.
And Maya Hall, and Ayanna Jones, and Rakia Boyd, and India Clark, and Tamir Rice, and John Crawford, and Oscar Grant, and Trayvon Martin.
And censor, like, really emphasize on the massiveness of this movement. Like, censor how police brutality is connected to the poor education system in terms of like children of color and Black children, and center that to housing and housing segregation, and center that to healthcare and people with mental health issues, and center that it all kind of connects back to all these other issues. It's like this interweb of, you know, disparity that Black folks are living in.
And it always will.
And labor. Let's center this shit back to employment. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, make sure we go full circle with all this shit that this movement is encompassing right now. Like, that's what I really hope happens, because I think right now, like, Mike Brown and police brutality, like, sparked this movement. But this shit is so much bigger than that, too. So you have to remember, Mike Brown started this shit, but now that we have this momentum, you know, how can we make sure that there are no more Mike Browns, you know, or that there are no more, like, fucking situations where you have white police officers coming into, like, this poor Black community and, like, killing their people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so much, and I sit and I think about it, and I try to put all this shit into perspective about how big it is, and how, like, Black folks and accomplices, not allies, accomplices, need to take the opportunity to really, like, if you're gonna rise for Black people and Black liberation, like, this is the time. Like, you end police brutality, but then what? It's gonna come back because people still poor and unemployed and don't have access to proper health care. You know what I'm saying? It's a cycle. And yeah, I think about that all the time.
But in all of that she said we have to remember that this started with Mike Brown and police brutality. I just don't want to forget that we have to center Mike Brown. And centering Mike Brown is so important. I can't remember the last time Mike Brown was centered in a conversation about the movement. Mm-hmm. And maybe I'm in the wrong conversations, and I'll own that. But I've been in a lot of conversations with a lot of important folks, a lot of your faves, if you will. But like, we don't lift up Mike Brown. Oh shit, we ain't lift up Sandra Bland. We were saying all the names, we didn't say Sandra Bland. Mm-hmm. Sorry.
Yeah.
But
I took Sandra Bland's murder, suicide. I don't think she killed her, but I took that. Or maybe, yeah, even if she did commit suicide, they still fucking killed her. Like, that's what it is. But I took that to heart. I took it to heart because I know how the police make me respond to them. You know, they're like super aggressiveness, and I know what type of response
Mackenzie, what are you doing?
They get out of me, and I know that I could so easily.
What are you doing?
Been Sandra Bland, and man,
what?
For like 5 days straight, I was depressed as fuck, and I could not do anything because I kept thinking about what's gonna happen, like when I get pulled over alone. Like, and I'm so scared to get pulled over alone. So yes, man, they better get that damn story right, like 50 years from now. Sandra Bland, what you doing?
Texting. Sorry. Yeah. Why are you laughing? Talk about something else. Sandra Bland is hard for me to talk about. It's just kind of why I tune out. I tune out on a lot of shit, and people just think it's because I don't have the capacity to like pay attention. But it's really because a lot of shit is just really hard to talk about. Yeah, a lot of shit is just really hard to talk about. And Sandra Bland hit hard because, you know, when I saw that they called her combative, when I saw that #they wrote and called her combative, I thought about the day before that when Netta went to that museum in Chicago with some other folks from Ferguson, like Tony and Alicia. Shout out to them. Search for Swag and She the Street. Went to Chicago to see the Mike Brown exhibit that was fucking terrible. And Netta was asking the director, she was asking on Periscope, the director of this museum, you know, questions about this exhibit, and you know, if he knows how fucked up it is. To make a long story short, and he called her combative, and I'm like, that's, you know what I'm saying? Hearing those words, I automatically think back to Netta, and like, fuck, you know what I'm saying? How many women in this movement can be considered combative? All of us. Because we all gonna go off and snap on your ass, like, because you got us fucked up. But like, all of us can be considered combative. And I live with this nigga. She's combative. Combative in the sense of they, #they.
I'm violent.
and what they call combative, Brittany would be considered combative. You know what I'm saying? And when I heard the audio of Sandra Bland when she got pulled over, I'm like, that's so Brittany. You know, except her cigarette, Sandra Bland's cigarette, because Brittany doesn't smoke, is Brittany's phone. And him saying, put your phone down, even though he told her to put her phone down too. That was later, I think. That's Brittany saying, no, I'm not putting my phone down. And Brittany might have hit it, you got me fucked up type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that show could have been Brittany. And that hits me. I'm very different when it comes to the police. You know, you see me yell at them and shit. Shut up. Okay? It's not funny. But I try to be the one that can get this shit over with as possible, can get this shit over with as soon as possible. So if you ask me to do something, And it's not because you're in a position of authority. But this is just me. I'm not telling anybody else to operate in this way. In fact, I don't wish people would operate this way.
It's a little different for you too.
It is. And I am masculine. I am masculine centered too. But you know, I'm very compliant. I'm very like, and with my haircut, you know, I look like I can be, you know, I can be considered, I can be mistook for a dude sometimes, even though I got titties. That's my own joke. But people will mistake me for a man. And so I'm very compliant. I'm very like, yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? Here's my license. Here's my registration. Here's my insurance. I'm very, like, one time I got pulled over right around the corner, and Brittany, you know, I called Brittany, she's like, all right, I'm on my way. Because
I was asleep in the bed, and I got
hey, can I finish my story?
You gotta get contact.
Okay, she's sleeping in the bed. But I called Brittany immediately, you know what I'm saying? The officer's like, can you get off your phone? And Brittany's like, no, don't hang up. And I hang up the phone. I'm like, this nigga. I'm right, you know, you think like, you know, that ain't gonna happen to me. And it sucks that we get into that mind frame, but I do. Like, get into that mind frame, like, that's not gonna happen to me. And it's really fucked up. It's gonna get me fucked up one day. And I'm owning that. I have to work on doing better at that. But so anyway, she comes and she's standing at the sidewalk, and at that moment, you know, he's telling her she walks up to the car, he's telling her to step back. She's like, she just keeps talking, she's telling him no, and that's her being combative in that sense. And like, I immediately think back to things like that. But I am very compliant when I get pulled over by the police, because even like if I'm walking down the street and they're to say something, I'm going to be very compliant. I'm going to be, you know, yes, sir, I live here, and not even pointing, yes, sir, I live here. Make sure my hands are like this, and I'm talking like this, like, but not to just say because I'm some respectable Negro and I'm complying to the man and this and this and that, or I'm bowing to their knees. But I know that right now, I don't have people power. You can fuck me up. Your gun is your power right now. You can and you will fuck me up. So yes, sir, no, sir, I live right here and right there. And shout out to Sandra Bland, because she was like, I don't give a fuck about all that. I know my rights. I know what I'm doing, and you got me fucked up. And then you have people who say things like, that's what got her killed, but that's not. That's not what got her killed. Thank you, babe. Yeah, that's so cute. That's so cute. Anyway, they say that that's what got her killed, and that's not the case. Nothing Sandra Bland did got her killed. She wasn't, because she shouldn't have been pulled over in the first place. Mm-hmm. Like, everything that officer did was wrong. And my grandpa as an ex-police officer was another reason I'm really compliant, because I actually have, which is a weird situation for me, right? My grandpa's an ex-detective, you know, he don't fuck with the police at all. He would tell them they fucked up. But, you know, he I call him when these situations happen, and I'm like, yo, okay, so what would you do in this, and what about this? Because he's very by the book. He's a very by the book ass nigga, and you know what I'm saying? He follows their handbook. He knows St. Louis County handbook from back in the day like nobody else, and you know, he can still recite that shit for you. And so he's like, I would have done this, I would have done that, because policy this and this and that. So I always ask him how he would have responded in situations. And most of the time when I call him about these police situations, he's like, that's fucked up. You know, he don't curse. He's very Christian. So he's like, that's wrong. That's how he talks. Just like this, 2 words at a time. That's wrong. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, he's like, sometimes he'll get in depth and he'll be like, well, I would have done this, or I would have done that. Like the situation, and I don't know what city, where the brother was in the house, and the police came in the house and shot him in his own house, and then said the young man attacked him. I don't know his name. But my thing was, did the officer identify himself when he came in the house? Because if the young man the story was the gunshots were just fired, and the police were called, and they were trying to figure out where the gunshots came from. So not only are you on edge, the police officer's on edge because he heard gunshots, but if this young man is on edge because he heard gunshots, and he hears somebody come in his house and you don't identify yourself, I'm attacking your ass too. There's just no way. You know what I'm saying? So when I told him about that, he was like, well, he probably didn't identify himself. And that's probably why, you know, the young man probably did attack him. And that's probably why that's why he got fucked up. And in retaliation, the officer shot him and thought it was okay. And it's not. And now he's trying to cover his ass because he realized he acted out of policy and all that. But yeah, I always call my grandpa about police situations because he's like the only cop. I will say fuck the police. with grace. And I will say it as loud as I fucking can. But my grandpa was like the only police officer I know that's like, yeah, man, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? He'd be like, within my 30 years of being a police officer, I never had to draw my gun, even when being shot at. So even when folks are armed, you know what I'm saying? He never had to draw his gun. And he's a very on edge type of dude. And so to hear that, and then to like see these situations happen, I'm like, you can do so much better. You can do so much better, but he'll tell you that police officers are taught to be scared now. He was like, that's taught to shoot to kill. He says they were taught back hand-to-hand combat back in the day, and they don't taught that anymore. Anyway, I'm talking too much. I'm being boring. I'm sorry. Hey, you saying about me? You talking shit?
Mm-hmm. No.
I'm sorry. I'm taking up space.
No. So I think next time we hop on air, we're going to have some people over here that we want y'all to hear from. And I got to make some contacts with some folks. But I think it's very important for y'all to hear from some of our lovely activist fam here in Ferguson, St. Louis. So yeah, next time we hop on, we're going to have some folks here. We want y'all to tune in and hear other folks' perspectives, you know?
Yeah, maybe you started late and you're going to hop off right at 8:30?
No, I'm not. I mean, we don't have to. I was just letting them know.
We got still to like 8.
I really want to be able to build on top of, you know, this conversation.
That's if this shit ain't boring to y'all. Like, if it's boring to y'all and y'all tweet us and tell us it's boring, you can be honest. We ain't gonna, you know, it's just, we'll be alright, you know, we can take it, you know what I'm saying? But just let us know, and then we'll let you know we're gonna do it again. Because if it's boring, we won't. If you think we should have like talking points, I probably won't listen to that shit.
You know, I don't really like talking points. I really like things to happen organically. Now, what I can do is, you know, I guess kind of like frame the conversation around some shit, but like I just have to like put a topic out there and like kind of just go from there. But I don't really like to do talking points. No.
Yeah, so if I don't do talking points, but any other critiques y'all got, you know, like Alexis, you know, lining, you know, some shit like that. Let her know lining. You need one too.
I don't want to line my hair up. I like my shit nappy and non-linear.
Hey,
that's how I like it.
Non-linear.
Yeah.
Baby. Come on now. I need you at a 0-0 slope here, and we gonna be together.
Girl, bye. Go away. Anyways, what was I gonna say there? I forgot.
I'm hungry.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
I'm hungry. Hey, where'd it go?
I'm sorry.
Where'd it go?
I'm gonna fix it.
Oh. Hey, stop touching stuff.
My bad.
We only got like 15 more minutes with them.
Okay.
Why y'all ain't asking us no questions? We just up here talking and running our mouths. We taking up space. And y'all ain't asking us no questions, and I'm sad. So can y'all just tweet me like one question?
Let's talk about Twitter for a second, child. Twitter, it's such an amazing tool.
Why are we talking about Twitter?
Because we can.
Can y'all ask questions while she talking about Twitter?
Girl, nobody, you ain't ask them.
Nobody said it was.
So anyway,
start joning on you, bro.
So I just have a little piece of advice when it comes to using Twitter. You know, you're able to people on Twitter are like able to like create themselves, which is why I'm typically boring as hell on Twitter, because I'm bored as hell in real life and I like to talk about like really whack shit. But yeah, I think like especially now there are Twitter beefs that y'all should not really like they're entertaining to watch. Like it makes you want to pop some popcorn to watch the shit. But let me tell you, that's all it is entertainment. I watch people like tear each other apart on Twitter, and it makes me really sad because people can have a conversation and
they choose not to.
It's like people legit like social media is taking away like what like interpersonal communication is supposed to be. It like completely takes it away. Like you can have a phone number to reach somebody directly and you will like talk shit on Twitter.
Niggas will block the number and then block the person on Twitter and still talk shit about the person on Twitter.
So I think it's important to like remember, like a lot of times y'all see shit on social media and it be like real shit, but what was that?
That's me texting Aaron.
It's like it could be like some real shit, but there are like definitely two sides, and in most cases, with a lot of us that you have seen partake in Twitter beefs have tried to reach out. So,
some of us,
write that down. Take note of that.
Some of us,
just make sure
some of us,
you know, Twitter beef is not cool. It ain't nothing but entertainment, and it be some real shit happening. But for some reason, people don't like to take their shit off Twitter. Facebook too. Facebook is so shady. Like people on Facebook be making like subliminal statuses. I will never understand this shit.
Maybe the wrong statuses.
If I'm not beef with you, I'm not reading your status. Like what the fuck? And I'm probably not going to be your friend. So it's like, who are you talking to? It's like, why? What's the point of throwing shade? And the people you throwing shade at can't even see the shade. That is some backwards ass shit to me. But
hey, I haven't talked shade about you.
Hit me up. You got my mama number. You got everybody's number.
I have mama number.
You better get in contact with me because
I know that I just come into the room where you be at. I just want to stay yelling.
Okay. Anyways, yes, I never understood social media beef. Like it is a phone call away. It is meet me at the coffee house and let's talk this shit out.
Meet me outside. Sometimes you just gotta fight shit out. You know what? I'm so not with that whole we can just talk it out and work it out, sis, bro, love you. Like, you know what? Your black life still matters with this black eye, motherfucker. And sometimes we just gotta scrap it out. And that's just real. My love ain't gonna go nowhere for you after I whoop your ass. Cause ain't nobody whooping my ass. It's the simplest thing. Ain't nobody whooping my ass. But after I whoop your ass, ain't no love lost, man.
Black lives matter.
Black lives matter. With that black eye.
You a mess.
And that's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? I can still fight for your life. And I'm still advocating for your life, and I'm still advocating for you, but you just need your ass whooped. And I'm going to do it for you because I love you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to let the police do it, so I'm going to do it because I love you. Black on black crime. I did the thing, man, shit. Because you and your phone.
I hate that word. White on black crime is not a thing. But I do agree. It's kind of like when we were little and, like, your parents used to let you fight. Like, they'd be like, nah, y'all finna fight. I don't know if y'all ever had that happen to y'all, but like black parents legit used to be like, let them fight. And they were like, fight. And then after the fight, you would sit down at the table and you would squash the shit and y'all would be cool. Like cousins, they'll be fine. Like cousins would duke it out and then they'd be like, now sit your ass down and talk about what happened. And then like next thing you know, you playing with hot cards again. I get it. That's like an old black thing. Like I do understand.
That's real shit. Your grandma used to be like, your grandma used to say shit. She used to sit in a rocking chair and my great grandma used to do that shit. Just like we should slap this shit out. Just start crying and she be in there watching her stories and shit, watching her rocking chair. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Go get you a freeze pop, put this shit on your eye. You alright.
I do think sometimes people's words can be just as violent as like their actions. Like if somebody,
if not more,
if somebody like says some shit that like really depresses me and hurts me to my soul, which has happened before, like certain words can cut deep. You might as well punch me if I get a face. Like you legit might as well have done that because I'm gonna be bruised the same damn way, and it hurts just the same. So. Pain is pain, and people feel and internalize things differently. I would just prefer for, like, none of that stuff to have to happen, and I would prefer for people to contact me because I don't like being hurt. I don't like being hurt.
But you gotta remember, everybody deals. Everybody deals with the hurt differently.
Kenneth's here. I'll let y'all say hi to her before we get off the air. But, yeah.
Everybody deals with the hurt differently.
People do deal with their hurt differently, but like I
deal with my hurt by whooping your ass. And that's okay.
Nah.
That's erasure. Stop.
I'm not erasing you.
You are. You're erasing how I deal with my hurt.
Girl, no, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Girl, shut up. Go put some chapstick on your lips.
That's what people be doing. I have to lick my lips dry.
Lips dry. That's okay.
Oh, you singing me kids. Could be amazing. Spreading the gay agenda all over.
Y'all want to copy the gay agenda? I got it. I'll post it with it. Yeah.
All right, babe. I think we getting boring now.
Okay. I think, well, just next time, we're going to have some folks over so y'all can talk.
We're going to be drinking shit.
We'll
We'll be drinking shit. No, we're going to have a Q&A up next time.
But we also going to have people over that haven't been lifted up. So
that's fine. But I'm saying, you know, oh, we got more viewers. Maybe we not boring, babe. Y'all never ask me no questions.
I think we boring.
I think the trolls watching. Are some of y'all trolls?
The trolls.
Damn, I forgot some
You
of
know
y'all.
what? Y'all probably are screenshotting this shit so y'all can get a profile and make sure you see us when we out there. I don't trust y'all.
The trolls that you ever see.
Y'all can't be trusted.
I will whoop your ass.
That's some bullshit. We about to go. Bye, y'all.
No.
Oh, wait. Can I?
Hi y'all, I'm by myself now. You know what I'm saying? The life of the party and shit. Yeah. And I'm cute. I know. So anyway, yeah, I'm working on my waves. The process is almost done. I just got this little back part back here that I'm working on. I'm gonna try and turn around so I can see if I might fall and bust my head, who's on the bench, and I might laugh at me. So I ain't got time for that. But yeah, it's almost done.
This is Revolutionary Kenna. Hi.
She got this revolutionary scar
when she fell on her bed.
Fell out her bed. So
say hi to everybody. Hi.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter. Okay, come on.
Anyway, it's been real. But you want to say bye to the people?
Yeah. Come on.
I'm pouring some juice. But we gonna say bye though. Y'all don't leave before we say bye. That's rude.
All right, y'all. We'll be back. Probably not this. Maybe this weekend if we can find some spare time in between all the stuff that's happening in the city.
Girl,
maybe. But otherwise, we'll just catch you. We'll announce it on Twitter when we come back on. We'll have some folks for y'all to hear. Speak about their experience in this movement and some other shit about what it means to be Black and talk about Alexis' hair because people like joining on her waves and we'll talk about
swimming in my
some other shit. It'll be fun. It'll be nice.
Like your mama.
We'll be a little bit more entertaining this time because like we said, we like things to develop organically. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you're going to get from us. Mama, look. Peace out.